After everything we did together. After I gave you my body, my heart, my soul. You want to throw me away like trash? Never. 3 months pregnant, heartbroken, and standing outside his bedroom door, listening to him make love to her. My name is Grace, and this is the day I stopped being a victim and became something much more dangerous. Stay till the end, because what I did next changed everything. In part 1, I told you how I fell in love with my billionaire boss, Tunde, how he got me pregnant, and how he introduced me to his fiancée, Victoria, as just a maid. I was devastated, broken, betrayed. But my friend Kemi told me about something. Kayanmata, a powerful love charm that would make Tunde mine forever. I hesitated at first, but after what happened that night, I had no choice. Let me tell you what pushed me over the edge. After Tunde told me to leave, I went to my room and cried. My hand rested on my stomach. My baby. Our baby. How can he just throw us away like this? I decided I would tell him about the pregnancy. Surely, when he finds out he's going to be a father, he'll change his mind, right? So I dried my tears, got up, and walked to his bedroom. But when I got to the door, I heard sounds, moaning, giggling, the bed creaking, Victoria's voice, "Oh, Tunde, yes!" My heart shattered into a million pieces. I stood there, frozen, listening to the man I loved making love to another woman, in the same bed where he had made love to me just days ago. My phone slipped from my trembling hands. Crash! The noise echoed in the hallway. Everything went silent. Then I heard footsteps approaching the door. The door swung open, and there stood Victoria, wrapped in Tunde's bed sheets, her makeup smudged, her hair messy, looking absolutely furious. "You good-for-nothing maid," Victoria screamed. "How dare you come to my fiancé's room at this hour? How dare you call him by his name, you maid? I'm going to teach you a lesson today." She raised her hand to slap me, but before she could, Tunde appeared behind her. He grabbed her wrist mid-air. "Victoria, stop," he said firmly. Victoria turned to him confused. "What's going on here, Tunde? Why is your housekeeper talking to me like this? Why is she disrespecting me?" Tunde sighed. "I'm sorry, babe. It's just that I treat my staff with respect. I allow them to call me by my first name, nothing more. But this one is extremely rude," Victoria spat. "It's okay, babe. Let's go inside." Tunde gently pulled Victoria back into the room. But before he closed the door, he looked at me and winked, like this was all a joke to him, like my pain meant nothing. The door closed. I stood there, tears streaming down my face, my fists clenched, my entire body shaking with rage. I will never forgive him. Never. I pulled out my phone and called Kemi. "Kemi," I said, my voice shaking, "I am ready." "Ready for what?" she asked. "Kayanmata." There was silence on the other end. "Grace, what happened?" I told her everything. How Tunde brought Victoria home, how they were intimate in his room, how Victoria disrespected me, how Tunde did nothing to defend me. "And the worst part," I said, my voice breaking, "I'm pregnant, Kemi, 3 months pregnant, and he wants me to live with the mommy and disappear, like I never existed." Kemi was quiet for a moment. Then she said softly, "I'm coming over tomorrow. We're going to fix this." That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, my hand on my stomach. My baby. Our baby. How can he just throw us away like this? The next day, Kemi came to the house. Victoria saw her and sneered. "Who is this?" she asked rudely. "My friend," I replied. "Tell your friend to leave. You have work to do." I ignored her and walked out with Kemi. As we got into the taxi, I could hear Victoria shouting behind me, "You come back to this house and face me." But I didn't care anymore. We drove to the outskirts of Lagos, to a place I had never been to before. The roads were rough, the buildings were old, and the air smelt of incense and herbs. "Are you sure about this?" I asked nervously. "Trust me," Kemi said. "Baba Musa is the best. He has helped so many women. Tunde won't know what hit him." We arrived at a small, run-down building. Kemi knocked on the door. An old man opened it. He was ancient, wrinkled skin, cloudy eyes, but when he looked at me, I felt like he could see right through me. "Come in, my daughters," he said in a raspy voice. The room was dark. Candles flickered in the corners. The walls were covered with strange symbols and animal skulls. Clay pots lined the shelves, and the smell, it was overwhelming. Herbs, smoke, something I couldn't identify. Baba Musa sat down on a low stool and gestured for us to sit. "You don't need to tell me why you are here," he said. My eyes widened. "How did you—" "I know everything," he interrupted. "A man has broken your heart. You carry his child, but he has chosen another woman, and now you want him back." I was speechless. How did he know all of this? Kemi smiled. "I told you, he is powerful." Baba Musa reached into one of the clay pots. He pulled out a small black pouch. Inside was a red powder. "This is Kayanmata," he said. "Very powerful, very dangerous. Once you use this, the man will be yours, completely. He will think only of you, dream only of you, worship only you. No other woman will exist in his eyes." My heart was racing. "What do I need to do?" I asked. "Rub this powder on your skin every day," he said, "especially before you see him. And within days, he will be under your control." He handed me the pouch. "But remember," he warned, "Kayanmata has rules. If you break them, the spell will backfire." "What rules?" I asked nervously. "You must remain faithful to him," Baba Musa said. "If you lie with another man while the spell is active, the truth will come out and you will lose everything." I nodded. "I understand." Kemi paid him and we left. As we walked back to the taxi, I clutched the pouch tightly. "This is it, Tunde. You're mine now." That evening, I returned to the house. Victoria was in the living room watching TV. When she saw me, she jumped up. "Where have you been?" she screamed. "You left this house without my permission. You are fired. Pack your things and leave." I looked at her calmly. "I'm not going anywhere." Her eyes went wide. "What did you just say?" "I said I'm not leaving. This is my house too." Victoria's face turned red with rage. "Your house? Your house? I am the woman of this house, and I'm telling you to leave." "No." Victoria lunged at me. She grabbed my hair and started pulling. I fought back. We were screaming, hitting, pulling each other. Then suddenly, slap. The sound echoed through the house. We both froze. I looked up. Tunde was standing there, his hand raised, and Victoria was holding her cheek, staring at him in shock. "Did you just slap me?" she whispered. I was just as shocked. "Did the Kayanmata work already? But I haven't even used it yet." Wait, I remembered. That morning, before leaving for Baba Musa's place, I had rubbed a little bit of the powder on my skin just to test it. Oh my God, it's working. "How dare you touch her?" Tunde growled at Victoria. "Touch her? She attacked me!" Victoria cried. "I don't care," Tunde said coldly. "You will not disrespect Grace in this house." Victoria's mouth fell open. "Grace? Who is Grace? Your maid?" "She's not just a maid," Tunde said. "She's important to me." I stood there trying not to smile. "It's working. It's actually working." Victoria started crying. "Tunde, what's wrong with you? You slapped me, your fiancée, because of a maid?" Tunde didn't even look at her. His eyes were fixed on me. "Grace, are you okay? Did she hurt you?" I asked softly. I shook my head. "I'm fine." "Good," he said.
Then he turned to Victoria. "Pack your things." Victoria's eyes went wide. "What? You heard me. Pack your things. You're leaving." "Tunde, you can't be serious." "I've never been more serious." But what about the wedding? What about my father's investment in your company?" "I don't care." Victoria stared at him in disbelief. Then she looked at me. Her eyes filled with hatred. You did something to him, didn't you? You used witchcraft." I didn't respond. I just smiled. And that smile told her everything she needed to know. Victoria screamed and lunged at me again, but Tunde stepped between us. "Leave now." Victoria grabbed her purse, tears streaming down her face. "You regret this, Tunde. My father will destroy you." "I don't care," he repeated. Victoria stormed out of the house, slamming the door behind her. And just like that, she was gone. From that day on, Tunde became obsessed with me. He couldn't take his eyes off me. He followed me everywhere. Kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, everywhere. "Grace, what would you like for breakfast? Grace, are you comfortable? Grace, do you need anything?" At first, I loved it. This was everything I had ever wanted. Tunde completely devoted to me, treating me like a queen, worshipping me. But then it became too much. He stopped going to work. He stopped answering his phone. He just sat there staring at me all day long. "Tunde, don't you have a meeting today?" I asked one morning. "I cancelled it," he said, smiling. "I'd rather be here with you." "But your company." "I don't care about the company. I only care about you." I started to feel uncomfortable. This wasn't love. This was obsession. I called Kemi. "Kemi, it's too much. He won't leave me alone. He even follows me to the toilet." Kemi laughed. "Grace, isn't this what you wanted?" "Yes, but not like this. He's like a zombie." "Just manage it, babe."
You got what you wanted, but I wasn't happy. Not anymore. One afternoon, there was a knock on the door. I opened it, and standing there were two people, an elegant older woman and a very handsome young man. "Good afternoon," the woman said. "I'm Mrs. Adebayo, Tunde's mother, and this is Damian, Tunde's younger brother." My heart skipped a beat. Damian. He looked just like Tunde, but younger, sharper, more handsome. And when he smiled at me, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Attraction. "Is Tunde home?" Mrs. Adebayo asked. "Yes, ma. Please come in." They entered the house. Tunde was sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. "Tunde," his mother called. He didn't respond. "Tunde." Finally, he looked up, but not at his mother, at me. "Grace, you are back," he said, smiling. His mother frowned. "Tunde, what's wrong with you? We've been calling you for weeks. Your company is collapsing. The stocks are crashing, and you haven't answered a single call." Tunde didn't even look at her. His eyes were still on me. Mrs. Adebayo turned to me. "Who are you?" she asked suspiciously. "I'm Grace, the housekeeper." "Housekeeper?" She looked at Tunde. "Why is he staring at you like that?" I didn't answer. Damian, however, was staring at me too, but not like Tunde. His gaze was different, intense, curious, hungry, and I found myself staring back. Oh no, this is dangerous. Mrs. Adebayo and Damian decided to stay at the house for a few days to figure out what was wrong with Tunde. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Damian, his smile, his voice, the way he looked at me. Tunde had been under the spell for weeks now. And honestly, I was bored. He didn't excite me anymore. He was just there, staring, worshipping, obeying. But Damian was alive, real, dangerous, and I wanted him. No, Grace, don't do this. Baba Musa said if you are unfaithful, the spell will break. But I couldn't help myself. That night, I put on my best nightgown and I went to Damian's room. I knocked softly. "Come in," he said. I opened the door. He was lying in bed, shirtless. When he saw me, he smirked. Well, what do we have here?" "I couldn't sleep," I said softly. "I thought you might want some company." He sat up. "Company, huh? And what about my brother?" "What about him?" Damian laughed. "You are trouble, aren't you?" I walked closer. "Maybe." He pulled me onto the bed. And that night, I made the biggest mistake of my life. The next morning, I woke up feeling strange. My head was pounding. My chest felt tight. And I had this overwhelming urge to confess. I tried to fight it, but the words kept forcing their way out of my mouth. I walked into the living room. Mrs. Adebayo, Tunde and Damian were all there. And before I could stop myself, I screamed, "I used Kayanmata on Tunde!" Everyone froze. "What?" Mrs. Adebayo shouted. "I am sorry. I used a love charm on him. That's why he's been acting like this. It's because he chose Victoria over me. And I was pregnant. And I slept with Damian last night." The room went silent. Tunde blinked. Once, twice. Then his eyes cleared. He looked around confused. Where am I? What's going on? Mrs. Adebayo's face turned red with fury. "You," she pointed at me. "You did this to my son? You used witchcraft on him? Get out of my house! Get out!" I fell to my knees crying. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Tunde looked at me, and for the first time in weeks, I saw disgust in his eyes. You did this to me? Tunde, please, get out." I ran to my room, sobbing. I called Kemi, but she didn't answer. I went to Baba Musa's place, but he just shook his head. He said, "I warned you. You broke the rule. Now you must face the consequences." I tried everything. Begging Tunde, begging his mother, even begging Damian. But no one would listen. Even Kemi turned her back on me. "You did this to yourself, Grace." And so, with nothing but the clothes on my back, I left Lagos and returned to Ibadan, empty-handed, heartbroken, alone. 3 months later, I was back in my village, living with my sick mother, working as a cleaner at a local restaurant. No money, no love, no baby. I had lost everything. One day, as I was sweeping the floor, I saw a woman walk in. She looked familiar. It was Victoria. She was glowing, pregnant, and wearing a wedding ring. She didn't recognize me, but I recognized her. She had won, and I had lost. Because I got greedy. Because I tried to control something that was never meant to be controlled. Love. And now I was paying the price. So, my people, that's the end of Grace's story. She wanted love, but she went about it the wrong way. She used Kayanmata to control Tunde, but in the end, she lost everything. Her baby, her man, her dignity. What do you think? Did Grace deserve what happened to her? Should she have just walked away from Tunde when she had the chance? Or should she was justified in using Kayanmata? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you learned something from this story, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next story. What kind of stories do you want to see next? Romance? Horror? Revenge? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next story. Bye.